Hey, welcome back to Aviator in Illinois. This is Eric and we're hanging in the hangar, and behind me is an RC kit hanging out on my center section. And that's what the current project is. I got part of it mocked up. Not done with it yet, but yeah, you can see part of it there. I'll stop and drop a photo in here. So I stained it. I picked this thing up off eBay, 10, 12 years ago, a while back, and it just got benched. Actually, it got stuck in the closet so it wouldn't get hurt. It's made a couple moves, and now it's time to finish it up, so that's what I had on the side project of finishing up. I even hate to say it, the wooden wing ribs project, but that is finally done on the previous video. And so, yeah, check that one out. That turned out pretty good. I was happy with it. So, and I'll be happy to get this one done too. It's been a long time. So it's just a little, it's going to be more art. I know, spending a lot of time here just, doing art. But so let me turn this around and then I'll show you what all's got to be done with it. So here's another view of this little toy. This is a real RC or remote control. You know, it's got a fake motor and a real motor goes in there with a propeller and all the stuff, but I'm not gonna be doing that, and it's supposed to be covered, and then you paint it and, you know, make it look like that. Just another scaled down version of it, but I kind of like it the way it is. So it's a Royal. You can get the kits and then the balsa wood and, you know, and put it together. But here's what I got. I got to go look at the directions. But there's a piece I think that's missing here. Either that or it's built wrong. But I'll just put another piece in there and then stain it. I need to, these are awfully high. See how close those are? And those holes will be way down there to fit in there. We'll see how that goes. Actually, I took a die or a Dremel tool and notched them. You could see through it right there. Throw a bolt to go through it, so that'll fit over there, and a bolt to go through it and do that. These are the interplane struts. These are the cabane struts. They need to be glued and probably will, and they're bolted up there the same way that these other ones are. Same thing over there, got to do that. But these just set in there at an angle, so I think I'll just body work those in and put the belly pan on it, and then just stick it on the wall somewhere. Might put it up there. Really don't have a place to put it, so I'm gonna have to look around. But we'll go get the directions and see if this other piece goes in there. I still gotta put it in there even if it don't, and form it. Just glued, so this whole area right here is referred to as an empennage, but this is the horizontal. It's horizontal, vertical, and vertical here, and then the rudder and the elevators. So just glued the horizontal surface on the fuselage. So I used a super glue. Probably shouldn't, but I'm not going to be flying it, so it should be okay. If I was going to be flying it, I'd probably pay closer attention to what I'm doing. I do have the lower wing bolted to the fuselage, and when I got this, it was all bare wood, and it kind of looked like that. You know, it's balsa wood. Actually, I think up here's a piece that didn't stain very well, but it was all like that. But then I just took a brush and got in there and stained it all. Yeah, there's a bugger too, getting down in there. But anyway, so that ought to look kind of cool, hanging up there on the wall. So let me go look at the directions and get a couple more pieces, and hopefully I can finish this little devil up in no time. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Eric with Aviator in Illinois, and we're hanging in the hangar. Thanks for stopping by. Just a quick little introduction or intro here, give you a rundown of today's activities. Hopefully, not hopefully, I want to finish up this little PT17 RC Stearman and then get on to the next project waiting in the wings, which I've already started on. So yeah, I was cheating a little bit, trying to get some work done. So just trying to finish up a short little video today and get it out there and edited. I used to hear other YouTubers say that they were going to get it edited, and I had no idea. Still don't have no idea, you know, what's really going on with that YouTube program, but trying to do the best I can. Just a retiree out here and trying to make some videos that maybe somebody will be interested in them. If you like what you see, comment, hit the like button, or, you know, do the, you know what to do. So let me turn this around and show you what we're going to get into today. Oh no, we've got another crashed airplane. This one's upside down. No, not really. I did and I didn't film none of this yesterday, but did some patches here, not patches, did some shimming on this, which I'm gonna have to test fit, make sure it fits. It had this gap right below. I put a couple pieces, let's see if I can zoom in on that. Glued a couple pieces more, come up short out here. I tried some epoxy, and I still have, focus, just a little bit right there. So I'll sand this off. I may try some Bondo on it. Reason why this is upside down, I'll show you here. See if I can do this one-handed. I'm going to take off the tape, which I had down on it. Oh, good. Didn't remove a lot of the stain. So glued the belly pan, yeah, the belly pan on it. What's kind of cool. So let's get this off. Oop, a little more piece here. And this is what I did yesterday, so come up, next episode of T88 epoxy. And got the belly pan glued down, so yeah, it seems to have stuck reasonably well. So that's the joint where the two wing halves go together. So I can turn this little devil upside down or right side up. And let me do that and show you what we're looking at here and what I hope to accomplish today. Be right back. Okay, so we're back. Here's what I did yesterday. I did some of the hardware up here to attach the cabane struts. This is cabane, and these are the interplane struts. So if I was actually going to fly this, I would probably put some more reinforcement around there. I do have the room with the threads showing, but I would put some more reinforcement around there just to give it a little more strength. So the belly pan's on it, everything's looking good. Got the snozzle painted up. That'll get glued in there. Here's some stainless steel straps. I'm thinking, may just turn that around and use those on a drop-in anchor on the drywall on the walls. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to mount it back up there because the blower blows out. I'm out of room currently. Don't want to mess with the ladder or be knocking it down. I wouldn't mind suspending it from the ceiling, but I can't do it right here. Don't want to be over there in the ladder section. Get up in here, then when the hangar door's open, you're starting to fly. Maybe this corner eventually. We start getting into the automotive section corner. This stuff, that whole shelf are parts for the Stearman when it goes back together, and the wings and stuff. So I'll have some room, maybe I can move it over, but anyway, yeah, I'm just rambling. So I was gonna may take this edge with this clamp and put right here and then just mount it up on the wall today. But so I want to get this glued in. I'd like to have it mounted on the wall. The other thing is this section right here, which is the vertical. It goes on there, but I'm still coming up short. I pulled in tight. It's not really wanting to set like that. So I'm gonna have to take another strip of this, add to it, trying to do all this one-handed. Yeah, it's brutal. Glue another piece on there and then get that stained and get that up there. But looking good so far. And get a ladder over here, get a measurement on distance between there and there. Get a couple, not wall mollies, but the drop-in anchors, and I'll have to show you. So, and get that up there, figure out where I'm gonna hang it, and these are good and stout, that should hold it up. So that's that's today's flavor of the work we're gonna try to get accomplished today, and then get going on. And like I said I'd try to do a little teaser. So I have a 1928-29 Model A headlight lamp, which I'm going to make some wall art, which is going in there. That's the garage. That's the bamboo panel. May bring that out here and set it up right here above the sink. But getting ahead of myself. So I got this bucket completely disassembled. Want to leave that one together. So I'll know how this one goes back together once I get it de-rusted, primered and painted, and was banging on some dents in it. So let me see if I can do this, get this up here and show you what I was knocking out. That's actually a repair right there that was done to it. But the so it had some dents in it. You can see it's not concourse, but I got to get it polished up. That's actually a shadow. That may be a dent still. Yeah, I feel it right there. You can see it on the camera. It doesn't lie, but it's got some dents in it like this one had. So we'll just take it over there and use little hammer and try and take out some of the dents out of it. Get it sanded up where it might look like something, and then get it polished over there on the polishing wheel, and we'll go from there. See this thing, interesting side note, I'm gonna have to use a piece of brass or copper and try and fill up these holes. If this thing was actually pinch welded, let me see if I can get this up here and show you what I'm talking about. And I'm going to be using some T88 because I can, but this thing went together like that, and it was pinch welded, which is really cool, right there. So if I get this repaired, then I'll just get it primered and painted. By repaired, I mean get those spots welded up and get them ground down where this ring will fit back on. Headlight bucket. Ooh, had a brain fart there. And also got a little crack in this piece right here, so I'm gonna have to take the TIG welder, see if I can do it. But this is an original 1928 headlamp, and there is the forward script that you can see on it. So that's all original stuff there. It does have an upgraded, I don't want to say upgraded, I wonder if they got that from J.C. Whitney, I don't know. But the modern headlights, you can call them modern, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Then we started going to just the bulbs, halogen, but the steel beams. So they had a big glass to fit the whole thing. But the modern, we'll call them modern, they're not really modern. So this fit inside of here, which was just a spacer to be able to do that. We'll see if I can cut that backside out and hopefully put a light in there, but we'll see what happens. Alrighty, let's get to getting and get after it, and we'll see where we wind. Okay, so here we go. I got this wall anchor. So you just poke a hole in your wall, and then this collapses. You nail it through, but you got to make sure that that gap between the end of here and out here is not shorter. Well, for instance, if it was like that, and you got a 3/4 inch wall on that 1/2 inch gap, you know, it won't go through, and because it needs to go through the inside of the wall and then spring out. So I've got good clearance there. We'll take this little clip here, we'll clip it onto, once I get this installed. I do have one of them up there, and then the other one's going to be over here. That distance is 13 inches, which is the dimension between the landing gear here. So I'll just take this clip and clip onto it, have both of them up there ready to go, and carry my toy up there on the ladder and hopefully not break it, and then just clip the wheels and they'll hang right there. The nose will be right there, and then the rest of it will hang down, and hopefully this will all work out. So we'll see what happens. Not going to happen immediately. I'm going to take a lunch break here in a minute. But let me get a pointer right here. The vertical and the horizontal are glued on and function. So when the tail rotates, the rudder rotates. But I put in another shim. You can see that pile of, they call it furring it out. 1, 2, 3 pieces. In carpentry world, mechanical world, call it shimming out. You just use whatever terminology you want to use. Did that. Oh, glued the snozzle in, which is kind of funny. Right here. I had one, I don't know if I can find it. Right here. This thing was crumpled and squeezed, and ooh, it was in bad shape. This is aluminum, and metal worked that out into a shape. This one is fiberglass, and what fiberglass does, let's see, yeah, you can see the cracks starting to happen right there, because the motor just sits up there and rattles. So, yeah, do you like the rattle? So the fiberglass will suffice, but you know, it's gonna fail. What that does is the motor sits out here, and the snozzle is the air intake for the motor in real life. So anyway, oh yeah, I went ahead and put some Bondo on it. Body filler or patchwork. That stain covers right over most of it, so I got too much hardener once again, the cream hardener in it, and it got hard on me. I got a little piece of video on that one, so get this worked in and then get it restained, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I won't break anything. Once I get all that done, get that smoothed out, I just wanted to get a base in there because it just had holes in it, you know. I get a base in there, then I can get it smoothed out, which was just like this. This had holes in it. It was not pretty, and you can't tell it once the stain's on it. So, yep, get that done, smoothed, stained. Get my other hanger on the wall and leave the ladder up. I'm gonna go have lunch and then should be able to hang it. So be back shortly. Well, as you previously saw, somebody goobered in a bunch of body filler, plastic filler, Bondo. It was Bondo actually, and it does stick to wood, so you can use that stuff when you mess up on the crown molding, when you forget to put the piece in backwards and opposite of your box that you're gonna miter box. But as you can see now, it's quite a task to get in there to access it. That's pretty aggressive. Brain fart. Sandpaper, it's 80 grit, so cut through it pretty fast, but it'll also get into the balsa wood too. That's a soft wood, so I gotta be careful with that. Just trying to do the first one here. There's 3 more to go, so I'll just spare you guys boring details. And it's going to take another coat after this one. I've done seen that on the first one after I finished it up. So I got the second one going now. So that's it. Be back in a bit. So I just have to keep doing that. Once you've seen one bad Bondo job, you've seen them all. So just give you a little close up here. Try to smooth this out a little bit. Maybe put another one on it and then blow off the dust and get some stain back on it, and maybe it'll look like something. So I'll be back directly. I got 3 more to go. No sense of boring y'all with all that. So see you in a bit. Well, I've done, I wouldn't say messed up, but I've already covered up actually it's just installation. It's not, but the joints, the extra joints that I put in there for the vertical stabilizer, which I'm turning the rudder. So the vertical stabilizer, let me get my other hand here, is this piece right here. And before I did the Bondo or the body filler, just wanted to show you guys how that turned out. So as body filler, you put it on and you sand it off. You sand off quite a bit. That's one side. Let me spin this around. And let's take a look at the other side. So there you go. It's all smoothed out. And that's just between us. We'll just keep that between us. That's the body filler in there. But I think you saw the holes that were there before, the clearance holes. So that'll look a little better. Get some stain on that and then get this thing hung up and see if I can edit this video real quick and get it out on time. See ya. So here it is. This is the final product. It's still wet, but I'm gonna hang it on the wall anyway. It can dry up there rather than the floor, and then I'll get a picture of it and show you guys and see if I can edit this video. I'm cutting it a little close for Friday's release, but just showing you the darker brown is the stain that's still wet, so it's right back in there. And then up here on the cabane struts or around them and the snozzle. So hopefully I can get that up there without getting into it. Up there is hanging on the wall with those 2 straps. Not sure if you can see them. Those 2 straps, as I mentioned before, will go right here. So I'll clean the wheels up. They've been rolling around in the Bondo filler. I'm running a little late this week. Last week I had one in the can. Yeah, that's how us big directors talk. I was able to post 2, so I was trying to do that this week. So I'll finish this up and get a picture of it and send it on its way. See ya. Whew. Little bit winded lugging that ladder from here to
over there, so I just carried it vertically rather than bring it down. But there we go. There, it's up there on the wall, kind of like a moth or a glass pane. And there's what they look like flying. There's the backside of one, which is kind of what we're looking at right there, that view. But task done. So tomorrow I will start getting into more involved, not getting into, on the light bar, and I'll show you a picture of what I'm shooting for. It's just more wall art, but it'll actually protect it too. So if I get all this done, cleaned up, sandblasted, and a sandblaster. Oh yeah, I gotta change that plastic filter. Those are on the outside. I ordered some. I can't see in there. And then get a piece of copper and get that one patched up, and then glue that back on, get that shined up, glue that back on. Epoxy, which is right here, and kind of start assembling this, get this assembled at least back to this point so I know how it goes together. And might try to cut the back end of one of those out so I can slip a little bulb in there and then have a cord coming down and be kind of cool. But spoiler alert, that's what I'll be posting next, hopefully. And got my center section back, so that piece right there in real life is that piece right there in the RC world. So anyway, let me go edit this and see you next time.